Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Sunday. Just wanted to shoot a quick video highlighting some books I had just gotten in the mail the last few days. Couple of these you might recognize, some of them maybe not so much. So first off, I wanted to show this cover. This is the Heroes in Crisis #1. This is the Matina variant. Now there was a 1 in 100 Matina variant. That's like a $180, $200 book. This is not that variant. This is the New York Comic Con variant, I believe, foil. So you could have pre-ordered this. There's some websites out there that were selling it around $40 to $50. I think I paid $40 for this with taxes and shipping. It might have been $45. Yeah, this sells for like $75, $80 now on eBay. So pretty cool book. I had gotten this, ordered this a little while ago, and it finally came in the mail. It's pretty cool. The story was pretty good. A little slow in getting going, but I like the end. The battle with Harley against Booster Gold was pretty cool. So I'm interested to see where that story goes. Tom King can sometimes be really good, and sometimes I don't like his stuff. But so far, this one has me intrigued. So I'm going to be collecting at least the second and third issue just to see how the story develops. But yeah, I really kind of bought this because of the cover, and I figured I'd try the story out as well. So yeah, it's a really cool silver foil. I don't know. It's pretty. I don't know how many this is limited to. I don't know if it's probably like 3,000 or something. I don't think it's that hard to get. It's not like it's super limited, but yeah, I just like the Matina cover. It's pretty cool. So I picked that up. I was also watching a video. I follow I think it's Comic Tom rather, 101. His channel, and they have hot books that are coming out. And so I think this book got hot because there's a character in there that's going to be in the upcoming Arrow series. I don't really watch Arrow, but well, they highlighted this book, and I thought, man, that's kind of an old book, and it's got Don Rickles, Don Rickles on the cover, which I'm kind of a Don Rickles fan. I love his comedy; it's hilarious. So I looked this up on eBay, and man, you can get this pretty cheap. I mean, I got this for like $20. I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe with shipping and everything, it was $20. And this is an old comic book, right? It's 15-cent cover price. And this thing is in really good shape. I couldn't believe I found this on eBay. I mean, this thing's like a 9.0, 9.2 easily. I mean, there's perfect corners. I mean, this thing's in great shape for how old it is. Really no spine ticks that are really noticeable. This is easily like a 9.2, in my opinion. So, I don't think this book will ever be crazy expensive in price or anything, but it's just kind of a cool cover. It's classic Kirby artwork. I guess he did the story as well. It's kind of, you read a lot of these older comic books, you realize how good comic books are today. Not only artwork, but I mean, Kirby's art was definitely dynamic. So, he shaped a lot of the artists that are drawing today with action, no doubt about it. But the story, the story's kind of, I don't know. I read a lot of these old comic books, and I'm like, yeah, man, the comic books today are just so much better, story, everything. But it's kind of cool to have this, a piece of the past. It's funny to look through some of these old comic books and see some of the ads in them. I mean, they're pretty funny. It's definitely a little time capsule, as I like to say. So, thought that was pretty good to get. Switching into more modern books, I had a huge collection. I had 1 through 50 of Ultimate Fantastic Four, and I don't know, a year or so ago, I sold them all. A couple years ago, maybe, I sold all of them for nothing. I think I got like, I don't know, it was probably below $2 a piece for them. I mean, I probably shouldn't have sold them. I think it was just having a capacity issue, and I liked a lot of those Ultimate Fantastic Fours. You had Mark Miller writing a lot of it. A lot of the stories are really good. I decided to try to buy some of them back. So I picked up basically, and I'm missing. I still need to get 20. I think it's 21, 22, and 23. 21 is the first appearance of the Marvel Zombies. So I definitely think that long term is a great investment to have. I picked up a lot of just kind of a lot purchase of these for pretty cheap. I think it was like $10 or $12 for all of these. And so it's not the first appearance of Marvel Zombies in here, but it's a storyline that kind of runs up to the Marvel Zombies. I think 30. Yeah, 30. That's the first cover appearance of the Marvel Zombies, and then 31, and then and then the conclusions in 32. I think after 32, it switches over to the Marvel Zombie series. So I still need to get 21 and 22. I think those are the other two key issues to get. So I'm buying back some of these Ultimate Fantastic Fours. I had all of them at one time. I had literally 1 through 50. I had that run. I just also bought recently Ultimate Fantastic Four #1. I bought 2 or 3 extra copies of that, with that being the first appearance of that Reed Richards. And yeah, it sounds like with the Maker now in Venom #7, the introduction, the reintroduction of the Maker, that could be a major character that they're going to use in the Marvel universe. So I think some of these other ones are going to be good to have long term. Right now you can still get them pretty cheap. I think, looking at auctions on issue 21 and 22, I could probably get it for around $15 to $20. So I'm going to try to pick those up as well. I think those long term will be good to have in my collection. Some other books I wanted to show. Yeah, if you haven't gotten the recent Thor series, I would definitely get issue number 5 and 6. I've got a couple extra copies of this coming in my Midtown order. Number 5, I think, shows the background story of a continuation of Ego, the Necro world, and the development of Loki. Ends up being, spoiler alert, Loki ends up becoming the Necro god with the Necro sword at the end of issue 6. So 5 and 6, I think, are going to be key issues for a lot of storylines down the road, especially with Loki having the Necro sword. He's going to be a major villain to overcome, I think, in the Marvel universe. So I think we're going to look back on Thor 5 and 6, and we're going to go, man, those were key issues to get. And you can still buy them at cover price, I think. I don't think they've jumped up in price yet. So make sure you get a couple copies of each. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to have at least two copies of each of those books, and we'll see where it goes. I think long term they could be big. And of course, Thor 5 and 6 of God and Thunder, that's one of the ones to have. I have 6 as well. It's in one of my boxes. But, this is kind of the first mention of what ends up becoming. They show the Necro sword that it's being used by Gore, the God Butcher, and then that, of course, leads into Null. So these are absolutely key issues to have. These were cover price for the longest time. Now 5 and 6, they're $40, $50 books each. So you probably won't get a good deal on those now. I think pretty much everybody knows those issues. You might find a comic book store that still maybe has them in a back issue bin, for cover or slightly over. I think, that could happen, but that'd be a tough hunt. I don't know if you could find those, but you might be able to. But those are definitely worth having in your collection, I think, long term. Of course, this other one here, I think I may have shown this on a video. This is the secret variant, Venom #7, the tongue variant. So I think the distribution rate on that, I think it was around a 1 in 10, maybe is what I've been hearing. I think I paid $20 for this. It's $15, $20 online. You could probably still get a good deal on it. Wait a little longer, you probably could get it below 15. Kind of that's what happens sometimes. A lot of these issues, they jump up in price, and then they settle back down later on. Another series that I'm really getting into is this Witching Hour. All these covers, this is Federici He's doing a great job with these dark, really awesome looking covers. So he's going to be doing a lot of the Wonder Woman covers, and I think he's also doing variants on this Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark. So definitely, if you hadn't picked that up, I would. They're definitely jumping up in price. I think I've seen them go for double cover price now on these early issues. So yeah, look for that if you can at your shop if you haven't picked those up already. So that's just kind of a short little comic haul. Wanted to highlight a few books that I just got in the mail and things I found interesting. Let me know what you guys think. I know we've still got a lot of this coming week is pretty light. I went over the books that are coming out on Wednesday. Not a big week this week, but I think the following week is going to be much bigger. So look for my next video on Wednesday. I will do a recap of what's coming out the following Wednesday, so you can kind of see what I'm going to be targeting and looking at picking up. I might get a few more books in the mail. There's some stuff that I've ordered that I'm still waiting on. Some variant covers that look pretty cool. I'll highlight a few of those. But I'm trying to lighten up a little bit on the variants. I've been buying so many lately that it gets to be, obviously space is an issue. I'm up to 16 long boxes now. I mean I'm probably adding a long box every month and a half. So at some point, I either have to start selling some extras or I'll have to slow down my purchasing a little bit. But that's the only problem with this hobby. It's a fantastic hobby, but capacity ends up becoming an issue at some point. You get so many long boxes that you either have to devote part of your home to it, or I don't know. I mean, I've toyed with the idea of maybe also renting some air-conditioned space, like at a used store at one of those places where you can basically it has to be air conditioned. Obviously, I can't store them in some place that's not climate controlled. But yeah, I mean, it's an issue. I love comic books, and that's the only downside is just capacity. So that's kind of what I wanted to shoot for today on Sunday. Hope you guys have a great Halloween. I should do a video on just some of my classic horror comic books. I do have a few, but not as many as a lot of YouTubers have out there. I really have enjoyed a lot of those videos lately. People are shooting on their best horror comics. I wish I had a lot of those old EC comics. They're so hard to find, but they're really cool. I have some of the cover swipes from a lot of those, but the originals would be really cool to have. But that's expensive for sure. So I hope everybody has a great week. If I don't shoot a video here in the next day or so, it'll definitely be on Wednesday, so look for that. And hope everybody has a great week. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Also, maybe what books that you're targeting that maybe I'm not aware of. I'd love to get some feedback on that. All right, guys, have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.